Hey everyone, welcome back to Yellow Door. It's Barbara here, and today we're diving deep into a powerful archetype, the snake. But let me tell you, this isn't for the faint of heart, and I'm going to help you figure out if this is the right archetype for you. So stay with me till the end, because this knowledge could really change the way you approach life and leadership. The snake is an archetype of power, independence, and total control over your choices. Now, I know the snake often gets a bad rap, but let's clear something up. It's not about being malicious, it's about embracing your capacity to make decisions and stand by them without fear of what's coming. And trust me, that's no small feat. Okay, let's take a step back to our childhood. Think about the things we were taught. Be nice to everyone, always share, don't cause trouble, be a good girl or boy. Sound familiar? I know I heard those things growing up, and back then, those lessons made sense, right? They helped us navigate childhood, kept the peace at school, made us feel accepted. But now, as adults, we sometimes carry those teachings in ways that no longer serve us. We become people pleasers, afraid to set boundaries, afraid to say no, afraid to stand in our own truth. This is where the snake archetype comes in. The snake doesn't waste energy on what doesn't serve it. It knows when to move forward, when to retreat, and when to shed its skin, literally and metaphorically. And shedding its skin is a beautiful, powerful metaphor for letting go of those old beliefs that are too tight, too restricting. Like, think about when you were a kid and your mom told you, you have to share your toys. So what did we do? We shared, even when we didn't want to. And it was fine at the time, but fast forward to now. You're at work, someone keeps piling extra tasks on you because, you're so nice and you keep saying yes. You keep sharing your time, your energy, until you're completely drained. Sound familiar? See, the snake would never do that. The snake knows when to keep something for itself, when to conserve its energy. It's not about being selfish, it's about survival. It's about saying, this is mine, and I'm not going to give it away unless it serves me too. I'll be honest with you. There was a time when I struggled with this myself. I was always the one who wanted to be nice, to be accommodating. I would say yes to everything and everyone because that's how I was raised. To always be kind, to never disappoint. But let me tell you, I hit a wall. I was exhausted, burnt out, and honestly, I didn't even know who I was anymore. Then I started to tap into this snake energy. I realized that sometimes you have to put yourself first. Sometimes you need to say no, and that's not being mean, that's being wise. You can't be generous with your time or energy if you're empty inside. The snake archetype teaches us to be strategic. Have you ever seen a snake strike at the wrong time? No, right? It waits, it observes, and it only strikes when it's absolutely necessary. In our lives, we can do the same. Maybe instead of reacting immediately to a conflict at work or in a relationship, we can take a breath, step back, and think strategically. That's the snake in action. I've had moments in my life where this archetype really saved me. There was a time when I was in a relationship and I felt like I was losing myself, giving more than I should. Every time I tried to address the imbalance, I'd retreat because I didn't want to cause conflict. But one day I realized the snake doesn't fear conflict. It faces it head on when the time is right. So I stood my ground, communicated my needs, and you know what? That's when things really shifted for me. It's not about being aggressive or cruel. It's about knowing your worth and acting on it when necessary. Let me give you another example from my own life. I used to be the person who would say yes to every social event, every invitation. I didn't want to upset anyone by saying no. I mean, who doesn't want to be liked, right? But there came a time when I realized that constantly saying yes was draining me. I was giving away my energy and there wasn't much left for myself. And just like the snake sheds its old skin, I had to shed that old habit. Now I say no when I need to. And let me tell you, it feels empowering. But here's the thing. The snake also requires us to face the shadow side of this power, because with the snake's independence and strength comes the temptation to isolate, to become too guarded. I've seen this in myself too. When you start to tap into this kind of power, it can be easy to shut people out, thinking you don't need anyone. But that's a trap. The snake teaches us to be wise, not to isolate. You can be strong and still let people in. Still be vulnerable when it's right. So if you're ready to let go of those old lessons that are holding you back, to step into a more powerful, balanced version of yourself, maybe it's time to invite the snake archetype into your life. Just remember, it's not about being ruthless. It's about being wise, conserving your energy, and making sure you're always acting in alignment with your true self. If this resonated with you, make sure to subscribe to Yellow Door. I'd love to hear about your experiences with stepping into your power, so drop a comment below. Let's start a conversation. And if you know someone who could use a little snake energy in their life, share this video with them. Until next time, stay strong, stay kind, and remember, you are more powerful than you know.